Roger, you throw a great party, buddy. Thanks, man. What? I tried it once when I was in... What's the matter? What's the matter? Let me sit down. Take it easy, take it easy. You okay? Sure. I'll be right back. My friend Roger, great guy. 1 in a million. In this case, however, he's one of the 1 million people in the United States who will have a myocardial infarction this year. Over 500,000 of these people will succumb, and half of those who die will do so within 1 hour of the onset of symptoms. Many studies have unequivocally demonstrated that early thrombolytic therapy reduces this mortality and morbidity. But I stress the word early. With thrombolytic therapy, sooner is better, and too often, it takes too long to get a thrombolytic agent into a person who needs it. Let's take Roger here. For the past 20 minutes, he's been his own worst enemy. He's been writing off his chest pain to his wife's nachos. It seems a silly mistake, but the fact is, if everyone knew the signs and symptoms of AMI and sought treatment early, lives would be saved. Fortunately for Roger, he's married to his own best friend, and she takes the first step towards Roger's treatment. She dials 911.
Operator, would you please send an ambulance to 19 Lake Road?
That is, if she has 911 in our community. Surprisingly, only 24% of the country has a 911 system. If you don't, there's time lost looking up a number to summon aid. It's a tough time to let your fingers do the walking. Now, it may appear that Roger is stable at the moment, but unfortunately that is not true. His heart is dying by small degrees. He has a nearly complete occlusion in his anterior descending coronary artery. A wave of myocardial damage from this occlusion is spreading relentlessly outward from the site of the infarct, and is altering nearly every electrical parameter of his heart.
I'm going to give you a little oxygen to help you, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to get a blood pressure, you're going to do a few things. Relax now.
Honey, you're here?
Take it easy. We're getting the blood pressure. Okay. Let's get the monitor and see what it shows, okay?
Just let me breathe.
Okay. We're going to start an IV in the ambulance, so we'll take it to the hospital. Okay, let's go.
Heavy on
For the first time, real progress is made. 40 minutes after the start of the infarct, Roger is headed for the hospital.
Those pills. Same thing. I want you to let it sit under your tongue.
Of course, if you've ever been stuck in traffic, you know that Roger is likely to lose crucial time during this phase of his journey. Transportation delays account for about 9% of the total time lost before the patient reaches the hospital. In a study of 8 American cities, the delay time between the 911 call and arrival at the hospital was 46 minutes. What if a patient relies on public or private transportation, or gets lost locating the ER, or can't find parking? You do the math. At last, the emergency room. We are now about to enter one of the landmarks of thrombolytic therapy, the land of the 4 Ds. These 4 steps are all crucial to proper care, and as we'll see, time-consuming as well. Let's start with D number 1, door time. At the door, triage personnel need to be alert to the symptoms of an AMI. And they need to be like these suspicious types, on the lookout for atypical complaints and non-specific signs and symptoms.
What's your name, sir?
The second D, data time, must also proceed rapidly. The most important piece of data in diagnosing a myocardial infarction is arguably the electrocardiogram.
Blood pressure.
158/90.
ECG capabilities should exist right in the emergency department. And most emergency rooms have a protocol that allows nursing personnel to order an ECG prior to physician contact. Is this the case in your hospital? What if they had to page your ECG technician before your workup began? By the time you found your technician, Roger may have had lidocaine, aspirin, morphine, 3 lines, lab tests, and a working diagnosis. But a more confirmed diagnosis of myocardial infarction awaits the single most sensitive technique, an accurate and detailed history. And this history is crucial now, because we have reached the third of the 4 Ds, decision time.
I want you to know your husband has had a heart attack.
Determining whether there are absolute or sufficient relative contraindications revealed by the history to obviate the use of a thrombolytic agent is time-consuming and absolutely essential. Fortunately for Roger, this ED physician can order his thrombolytic therapy without consulting a cardiologist. This will save Roger 15 minutes and several million heart cells. And so we arrive at our 4th D, as in drug, as in time for thrombolytic therapy. This point in time is also known, for obvious reasons, as the end in the fabled door-to-needle time. The 4 Ds. That's where the story ends for them. And now with Retavase, you can tell the rest of the story. The story of what happens in the seconds and minutes after thrombolytic therapy is administered. I'm Greg Fulton, Director of Marketing, and certain pharmaceutical companies who will remain nameless would have you and physicians believe that the 4D story, the door-to-needle time story, is the whole story, that what matters is time to injection, and after that, well, it's end of story. But we certainly don't want the mere fact of administration of thrombolytic therapy to be the end of Roger's story. What happens to Roger in the next few hours after drug time and needle time could make all the difference. And what if that difference rested on the type of thrombolytic agent Roger received? The RAPID-2 study group compared double bolus doses of Retavase with front-loaded alteplase in 324 patients in many ways like Roger. What they found was clear: a faster start to reperfusion. So now more patients like Roger can look forward to complete reperfusion, minimizing the sometimes irreversible damage to the heart muscle and allowing the fullest possible recuperation of heart muscle function. As for the recuperation of our remarkable friend Roger, it is, well, unremarkable.
Grandpa's here! Come on, guys.
No thrombolytic therapy can guarantee an optimal outcome in every patient. But now, more people like Roger can expect reperfusion with Retavase. And for more people, that means more chances to tell the rest of the story to their loved ones. And from now on, an important part of that story will be the story of Retavase.